Welcome back. In this video, we scale passive infrastructure by deploying enterprise-grade H100 clusters into decentralized marketplaces, bridging the massive gap between startup demand and silicon scarcity. By optimizing power-to-hash ratios and securing high-uptime nodes, we bypass traditional cloud margins to lock in monthly recurring revenue while capitalizing on the explosive global race for compute dominance. While everyone else is burning money trying to build the next AI app, I'm making $15,000 a month selling them the shovels. By deploying enterprise-grade H100 clusters into decentralized marketplaces, we've bypassed traditional cloud giants to own the infrastructure. This is how you capitalize on the global silicon scarcity. We have successfully scaled a passive infrastructure business to $15,000 in monthly recurring revenue by renting compute power to startups. This isn't theoretical. It's a high-uptime operation utilizing H100 nodes to bridge the massive gap in AI demand. Today, I'll show you exactly how we optimize power-to-hash ratios to dominate. The race for compute dominance is exploding, and the scarcity of silicon has created a massive wealth transfer for those who own the hardware. We are locking in 5-figure monthly profits by bypassing traditional margins and feeding the startup hunger for AI power. Learn how to deploy your own enterprise clusters before the window of opportunity closes. Part 1. The Silicon Gold Mine. We are living through the greatest infrastructure land grab in human history. In 2026, the global economy doesn't run on oil or gold. It runs on flops. Despite the massive manufacturing leaps of the last 2 years, we are currently facing a critical shortage of NVIDIA H100 and the newer Blackwell B200 chips. Why? Because every startup on the planet is now an AI startup, and every AI startup needs a massive amount of compute to survive. But here's the kicker. The traditional gatekeepers, AWS and Azure, are struggling. Their lead times for enterprise-grade clusters are stretching into months, and their cloud tax, the middleman fees they charge, is eating 40% of a startup's seed funding. This has created a massive compute arbitrage opportunity. Startups are pivoting away from the big three toward decentralized private providers, people like you. By cutting out the centralized overhead, you can offer lower prices to developers while still pocketing a staggering margin. Right now, a single enterprise-grade cluster, think an 8-way H100 or a 4-way B200 setup, can generate upwards of $15,000 in monthly revenue. That isn't a projection. That is the current market rate for high-uptime, low-latency AI compute. Today, I'm going to show you the blueprint to claim your stake in this silicon gold mine. Part 2. The Hardware Blueprint. In 2026, you cannot compete with consumer-grade gaming cards. If you want that $15,000 monthly check, you need the right silicon. The 2026 performance benchmarks. The gold standard is the NVIDIA B200 Blackwell. With its dual-die chiplet design and 208 billion transistors, it delivers 5 times the throughput of the H100 in FP4 precision. However, because they are sold out through mid-2026, the H100 SXM5 remains the workhorse of the industry. Pro tip: if you are starting today, look at the H200. 141 gigabytes of HBM3E memory makes it the king of large language model inference, which is where 70% of startup demand currently sits. The thermal moat, engineering, uptime, You aren't just buying chips. You are building an environment. A single B200 super chip can draw over 1,200 watts. If your cooling fails, your chips throttle, your performance drops, and your tenant cancels their contract. To ensure long-term viability, you must move beyond standard air cooling. In 2026, direct-to-chip liquid cooling is no longer optional, it's a requirement. By using coolant distribution units, CDUs, you can maintain a 99.9% uptime, preventing the thermal shutdowns that plague amateur setups. Calculating profitability, the power-to-hash ratio. Your biggest overhead is electricity. To stay profitable against fluctuating energy costs, you need to calculate your revenue per kilowatt hour. Target metric. In 2026, you should aim for a power usage effectiveness, PUE, of 1.1 or lower. If you're paying 12 cents per kilowatt hour and your cluster draws 10 kilowatts, your power bill is roughly $860 a month. Against a $15,000 revenue stream, your margins remain astronomical, but only if your cooling is efficient. Part 3. Marketplace integration connecting to the protocol. How do you actually find these startups? You don't cold call them. You connect your hardware to decentralized compute protocols. Protocols like Akash, Render Network, and Bitensor have become the Airbnb of GPUs. They eliminate the cloud middleman fees and connect your hardware directly to global tenants through automated smart contracts. Automated settlement. When a developer in Berlin needs to fine-tune a model, they rent your node via a smart contract. The contract handles 1. Identity verification, no manual paperwork. 2. Resource allocation. The protocol automatically spins up a Docker container on your hardware. 3. Instant billing. You get paid in real time as the compute is consumed. The 95% occupancy strategy. To ensure your hardware isn't sitting idle, you need to optimize for node visibility. Benchmark performance. Run rigorous stress tests like Lambda Stack or DeepSpeed and publish your results to the marketplace. Reputation scores. In 2026, these protocols rank providers based on proof of uptime. High reputation scores allow you to charge a 20% premium over the baseline market rate. Part 4. Scaling the infrastructure. No one starts with $1 million data center. You start with a pilot node. Step 1. Reinvestment. Your first cluster is your proof of concept. With $15,000 in monthly revenue and roughly $3,000 in OPEX, power, cooling, fiber, you have $12,000 in monthly profit. In 2026, the payback period for an H100 setup is approximately 8 to 10 months. Once you've recouped your initial capital, every dollar goes into cluster number 2. Step 2. The secondary market. Don't wait for NVIDIA's 6-month lead times. Use the secondary hardware market. In 2026, as large enterprises upgrade to Blackwell Ultra, they are offloading massive quantities of H100s and A100s at a 30% discount. These used enterprise GPUs still have a 5-year lifespans for AI inference. Neuro. Step 3. Moving to colocation. What running 10 kilowatts of hardware in a garage is a fire hazard. Once you hit 3 nodes, you must transition to a professional colocation data center. These facilities provide redundant Tier 1 fiber, industrial-grade backup generators, SLA-backed cooling. This transition moves you from a side hustle to a professional micro-provider. Part 5. The future of compute arbitrage. Where is this going? By late 2026 and 2027, the demand will shift from massive training runs to localized edge computing. We are entering the era of AI agents, autonomous software that lives on the edge to provide low-latency responses. These agents can't wait for a signal to travel to an AWS mega center in Virginia. They need compute near the user. By building your micro-provider network now, you are creating a moat. You aren't just a guy with a server. You are a critical node in a multi-trillion-dollar compute economy. The multi-marketplace moat. Don't put all your chips in one protocol. Diversify across, render for AI video generation, a cache for general-purpose LLM training, BitAnswer for specialized subnets. The window for early adopter profits is closing, so hurry up and act fast.
Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, hit subscribe, smash the bell so you never miss our next powerful insight, and share it with someone who needs this today. Complete link of this video is in the description. Want a video on a specific topic? Drop it in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. We'll tailor future content just for you. Let's grow and win together. Your future self will thank you.